one can issue
So just the
a
court,
hold order.
the President of the Philippines, Senate
And-
President, and Speaker of the House, and that's
right.
it.
That's it.
Okay.
There are, by new administrative orders, however, the Secretary of Justice can issue a watch list order.
And watch the, which is in effect like a
In
whole
effect,
departure order.
It's almost like a
A
whole
depar-
departure.
Now, what is the watch list order? What does it do exactly?
The watch list is to see to it that the immigration will watch any particular person from leaving the country.
Okay,
at the airport.
so they watch them. So what? I mean, does it stop them from leaving the country?
In effect, the way they implement the watch list order is almost the same as
Because
the
the
old order.
person on that watch list has to get permission
Yes,
from the
has to get
DOJ,
permission from the BID.
from the BID, and yes,
And the BID will not allow that person to leave
if there are orders
is in the watch list.
on the watch list.
Yes.
Now, is this constitutional? Because this is the whole argument of former President Arroyo's legal team, in this sense, right?
Well,
They said it was unconstitutional.
to begin with, a watch list that could prevent a person from traveling is in violation of the Constitution.
Okay.
That violates provisions on the Constitution, because the provision of the Constitution provides only 3 exceptions for conditions of health, national health, for condition of national security, and for condition of peace and order. Now, the government has not stated in its watch list, whatever it is,
The reasons.
at immigration.
The reasons.
There are
Okay.
no reasons stated there.
Okay.
If I were the Secretary of Justice, in order to comply with the constitutional provision,
You have to state
I
which
would
one of
have
those 3.
stated the reasons. Yes.
And there are 3 very specific
Reasons, yes.
conditions.
In the case of President Arroyo, they could have stated conditions of national security and peace and order.
Why didn't they?
Well, I hate to use the word, but probably did not study their law very well. They should have studied their constitution and the law very well.
Yes. No, because I'm not a lawyer, but with you here, sir, explaining to me, even I, have asked you why didn't they do this in the first place?
Yeah, I want to be kind to these people. Because if I were, there is such a thing in law as Dora lex id lex. Their law may be harsh, but it is the law. No? In the whole constitutional setup in this country, the final arbiter on what is the law is the Supreme Court. When the Supreme Court states that this cannot be done, this should be done, lawyers, everybody in this country should follow that. Because
from the president down, to the private citizen, everyone follows.
No exceptions.
And
Even the president must follow the order of the Supreme Court.
And that really is the basis for order in society. That
Yes.
you have a set of laws that everyone, regardless of status in life, must follow. And because without that, then what is the alternative? Anarchy.
What the
Rule of
alternative
men.
is, we will not have a government of laws, but a government of men.
A government of the mob.
As the Cebuanos would put it, the government of men is the government of los-los. It's a los-los government. As you said,
Yes.
anarchy. There will be anarchy.
Yes.
And it's about time that the president learns and should ask other lawyers whether that's correct. My interpretation is correct, because one of these days, if he continues to behave in that manner, there will be a serious impeachment complaint that will be filed against him.
Just before we break, I just want to clarify this. So, in the case of Ms. Arroyo, there was no whole departure order, only a watch list order from the Bureau of Immigration.
From
the DOJ,
Secretary of Justice.
Yes, which is actually against the Constitution.
Well,
and it's very clear. I mean, the Supreme Court has.
From my point of view,
Yes.
that's unconstitutional.
Yes.
From my point of view.
Yes. Anyway, sir, hold that thought, because we'll be back. We have to pause for a break, but more fireworks when Philippines Uncut returns. So, guys, don't go away. Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Cunanan. Tonight's issue is a constitutional crisis. And my guest tonight is the eternal, timeless, incorrigible attorney, Homobono Daza. Welcome back, sir, to our second segment.
Yes, well, if the Supreme Court maintains the constitutionality
Opo.
of its order, I think the President has to give way. If we must maintain the present system, he should obey the Constitution.
Let's review po. So, the Supreme Court did issue a TRO on the watch list order.
Correct.
Which, and then what happened was the Bureau of Immigration prevented the former president from leaving, citing, and the DOJ said that it's because they had filed for a motion for reconsideration, and they were still waiting for the outcome of that.
The first reason was she has not received.
She has not received the copy of the TRO.
No, but it's
and then sir, they said that they filed, or they were going to file a motion for reconsideration. Now, legally speaking, was there any basis for them not to follow, citing those circumstances that they had not received an order, that they had filed a motion for reconsideration? Was there basis for this?
No, both reasons of the Department of Justice are inutile. They are inutile reasons.
Why is that, sir?
It's all over the place. The media said that there was a TRO issued by the Supreme Court. And the TRO issued by the Supreme Court is immediately executory.
That was in the order.
That's in the order. Yes. That's in the TRO.
So really, there was no need for Secretary De Lima or the BI to receive a copy. So as long as it's out, I mean, as soon as the Supreme Court came out with its decision,
yes,
then Ms. Arroyo could have left.
Yes, because, and as a matter of fact, a copy was served to the Department of Justice.
Okay.
But somehow, somebody there refused to receive the copy because according to them, it's beyond 5 o'clock. You know, when there are court orders of this nature, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock would not make any difference. Yes. Because there are people in the Department of Justice at the time. And the security guard has been authorized to receive orders of the Supreme Court of that nature. So it is an excuse which cannot be validated. And I think, I don't like to discuss this matter because they might say it's sub judice, but how can I influence the Supreme Court anyway? I'll not be able to influence the Supreme Court. But if I were justices, one of the justices in the Supreme Court, I will sustain the position of the court. As a matter of fact, they filed this case against former President Arroyo in haste. No?
Okay. What about that, sir? What are your comments about the haste with which this whole thing was it rushed? Was it really obviously rushed?
To me, it's a violation of several provisions of the Constitution. It's a violation of the Due Process Clause under Section 1 of Article 3. It's also a violation of the Equal Protection Clause under Section 1 of Article 3. And it's also a violation of the Constitution because the one that should have been investigated on preliminary investigation should only be the COMELEC. Why include the Department of Justice, Joint Committee?
So even the Joint COMELEC, DOJ, is unconstitutional.
Yes, basically unconstitutional because why should it change the provisions of the law? You know, it's the problem when governments start changing the provisions of the law and even the Constitution itself, where they get into serious trouble.
And you know, there's also a question of conflict of interest because the chairman of the COMELEC now was actually the election lawyer of the our current president. So
FPG.
Yes, yes.
She's the lawyer against